Hello, David and Caroline.
Hi there,
Hi,
Steve.
Steve.
Thank you for joining me today. And we're here to find out a bit more about your business, Five Star Fitness. So everything's online now, is that correct?
Yeah, we're solely online at the moment.
Yeah, and that's a good way to go because people can tune in and get access to your classes and training on, they can have one-to-one sessions or they can have group sessions. Can you tell me how long the business has been going?
Well, I started the business in 1997, so we're coming up. It was February '97, so we're
Yep.
coming up to the 25-year anniversary this coming February. It's just evolved since then, from being in a gym to going around people's houses to we got a studio for a while and we started the Pilates classes and various other classes, and now we've moved online. So we're just solely online all the time now.
But that's a good move because obviously, your service and your skill set are then available to a much wider audience, so instead of being a local business service in a local area or homes in a local area, you can actually reach out to people throughout the UK who may connect with you and like what you're doing and be able to take advantage of the service. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. And the online thing has been really a revelation because we've now got people who can go away on holiday and they can still have their likes of one of Caroline's Pilates classes or a personal training session while they're away.
People do get quite addicted to their training regime once they get going.
Oh,
It's the getting going, isn't it? That's the hard thing, getting people started. And I suppose, Caroline, that's where these one-to-one classes come in. If some people can be self-conscious at the start, would that be correct? Where they're worried that they're not doing things right. So these one-to-one sessions might help them get into the zone and learn the basics first, and then they can maybe join in with a class if they feel that they
Yeah,
want to go down that route.
confident enough, maybe even if it is online and they're still not quite confident enough, so we can do one-to-ones just to make sure that they're doing everything okay and get them
Yeah.
a bit more confident before they start in a class.
And how does it work for the timing of the sessions then? Do they get access to a link to see what times they can book in?
Usually, what people do is they've got a specific time that they want to come. So I've got 7 classes a week. I've got 3 that are in the mornings, and I've got classes at night time as well. So usually people choose what class they can come to because obviously people are busy, they've got family commitments.
So it can fit in around their lifestyle then, which is really good.
Yeah,
Now you guys are very well qualified. I had a look at all the different qualifications that the two of you have got. So David, you focus more on the sort of personal training, one-to-one training, coaching your customers to get them as fit as they can be, do the exercises properly, get the most out of their regime, if you like. Is that right?
that's correct, and it varies from person to person what they're looking for. It can be anything from just wanting to get a bit fitter to I've got people who want to improve the likes of their golf or some sport that they're playing, and I've got other people who are just so seized up from sitting at a desk all day that they want more postural moves. They want to be not having the aches and pains that people are getting more and more of nowadays.
Well, I mean, the amount of time. I do this personally. I've got a good seat here, but I do this a lot. Like I could sit in front of a computer for 12 hours a day. It's just not good for you, is it? So there is ways to correct and fix that and get the body back in tune with itself again.
Oh, absolutely. And it used to be that it was people that were much older that needed this, but now it's becoming younger and younger people are finding that they're getting aches and pains that they wouldn't expect to have in, for about 40 years.
Well, you don't know the effect of that, do you? If you're sitting like that every day, again, what you like in 40 years, if because we've never really had that before. It's all work in progress. This is a live experiment right now.
That's right, yeah. It needs to be addressed before people can hardly move and before they get that chronic pain that stays with them.
Yeah. So people know their bodies. They don't know them as well as they'd probably like, but any little niggles or pains are the start of this onset of something that could be a bigger problem. So nip it in the bud, you reckon, and correct yourself as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and it's nice when people can move properly and move easier without any stiffness, without any aches and pains. They can actually perform whatever they're doing. Like if you were playing golf and you were really stiff, your golf swing's not going to be all that great.
Yeah.
If you had a nice fluid movement, you'd be able to hit the ball further. You'd be able to enjoy things more.
Absolutely. So it can cross over and help you in all parts of your life then. And,
Yeah.
and probably mentally and spiritually as well better. If you're feeling better about yourself and your body's in tune with itself, you probably be a better person as an end result of that as well, would you say?
Oh yeah, you feel good. People look forward to their exercise session because they enjoy the movement and they feel good afterwards. Even if you're not feeling like the exercise session when you go into it, you come out of it, the cares of the world have gone, and you really feel elated. And that's where personal training comes in, because you make the appointment for personal training, or you make the appointment for a class. You go to because it's an appointment. Even if you don't feel like it, you've made that appointment, you've made that commitment, and you go.
Yeah.
And afterwards you feel, oh, that was great. I feel good now.
Yeah. And Caroline, tell me a bit about Pilates then. You do these one-to-one sessions, you do these online classes. What would be a typical class then? Would it be 6, 7, 10 people, something like that?
Yeah, I like to keep the classes small, so I can take a maximum of 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
I can take in the class, so I can see everybody on the screen, and it keeps it more personal as well. If there's people, because people sometimes have a wee chat at the start or a chat at the end. And even though you're not there in person, it still feels like you're in a class and part of a class.
So people don't need to travel. It's half an hour there, half an hour back. They don't need to travel. They can, if they're quite busy, they can do it at a time that suits them. They don't need to be self-conscious. They can learn at their own pace and in the privacy of their own home. It's again using the power of technology to take advantage of it and leverage it in our favour. Yeah, and it's quite. So you work on a large screen, so you can see everybody and correct techniques. So you can talk and say, right, you're not doing that, or try it this way, or
Yeah, you can see everybody.
What would you say would be the main benefits? So what do you see from your members of your classes that the sort of feedback they give you, that the improvements they see in their body and their state of mind and their life, basically?
Yeah, well, they do see a big benefit. A lot of people say their posture's a lot better, and they start thinking about their posture more. And if they find themselves slumping over at their desk, or maybe driving their car, and they'll think, oh, I'll sit up straight and pull my shoulders back a bit, and they feel a lot better in their posture, and their core is a lot better, much stronger. People feel stronger and more supple.
And that's key. That's sort of you hear the core coming up all the time when you talk about getting down to the root of these problems, and the root of getting to know your body, and being in as good physical shape. To talk about the core all the time. How long does the class normally last?
It lasts an hour.
Yeah.
We do a warm up, and then we've got the kind of main body of the workout, and then we do some small just hand weights at the end. Because it's important to try and keep a bit of muscle as well, using a wee bit of weight, and then a wee bit of stretching as well.
And you keep all your pricing, because obviously prices might change as time goes on. So you keep all your pricing up to date on your website and on your page, and you've got your times of the classes available so that people can quite quickly tune in, find out more, and they can pick up the phone to you as well. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. Or they can call us. Yeah. Numbers on the website.
And find out a bit more. And do you do any sort of one-to-one introductory sessions to meet with them over the web, or is a phone call best for that?
Well, before anybody starts in the class, we usually do a set-up call, and you can do health screening, because obviously some exercises aren't suitable for people with specific problems. You can give them alternative exercises, and I can also make sure that they can see me and I can see them on the screen. So always do that before they start a class. I wouldn't have anybody just coming in to a class.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a great business that you've got there. I mean, I've read some of the reviews from your existing clients, and they've all given you 5 stars, and your business is called 5 Star Fitness. So you can't get much better advertisement than that. So, listen, thank you for your time today. We're going to encourage as many people as possible to visit your page, to visit your website, to connect with you guys, to try the classes, you know, to stay in touch, and to really take advantage of this, you know, UK-wide offer that they can actually get involved, get fit, get in touch with themselves, and you know, start to build a new them. And I think that's important for people these days. Massive time saving, being able to do this online. You're straight down to business at a time that suits. Thank you for taking the time today. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet with you both.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.